Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see everyone here. Long time coming. Who's here from Jester Art Space?
Alan here.
Good. Thanks, Alan. What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie. Thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thanks for what you do and continue to do. Councilwoman D. Durham, who I think we're going to be hearing from, I hope we're going to be hearing from shortly, who's really been passionate about moving this forward. There are challenges with anything. It's never easy. And we appreciate the collaboration with the art space. Always want to recognize those who actually built this beautiful place. Eastern States is here. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here, Stephen. Appreciate it. Stephen as well from Apex Engineering. Thank you for what you do. Land use. Where's Chris in Land Use Department? Thanks for letting us do it. Huh? And of course, Public Works. Who's here from everyone from Public Works? Raise your hand. Tracy, Kendall, Marco. It's really appreciated. I'm County Executive Matt Meyer. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our latest, greatest collaboration. Among those I mentioned, in addition to DelDOT, DenRec, members of the community who wanted this space to be more beautiful. I know Councilwoman Durham shares my dream that one day we'll be able to connect this to the national park, off-road, safely. Maybe you have to cross a few roads, go under, maybe a big road called 202, and get this to the national park. But on a day like today, I think we can see the tremendous value of our land and also get a glimpse into what this place used to be, our history. That this was, I grew up right over there in Shipley Road, and when I come in here, I think, wow, this is what it all used to look like here, or much of it. And you can imagine, 100, 200 years ago on a day like today, how beautiful it must be to see trees like that as far as you can see. Councilwoman Durham, again, has done tremendous work making sure this park is maintained so that the public is served. And has been and can continue to be a resource for people who just like to come out of their house and have an active lifestyle, enjoy nature. And today is the perfect day to do that. We have a 1.1 mile, 1.65 kilometers for those using the metric system of path for people to enjoy. We have a lot of data that shows, even for people that never come here, this has a tremendous impact on them because it impacts their property value. You have a park like this, you have a pathway like this. People want to be in this area. There are a lot of challenges of growth. I know a lot of people know that. A lot of pressures of growth. Certainly with rising land values, there's tremendous pressure to take land like this and turn it into something other than this. And it's vitally important that we have leaders who are willing to stand up and say, we need this open space and we need to work on making it beautiful. We need to work on making it something that residents can come and enjoy, not just for the environment, but for their health. And so today, it was important to me that I come here, recognize that, and we celebrate that, what we can do when we come together to preserve tremendous spaces like that. So without further ado, let me welcome the first ever Director of Parks for Newcastle County. I think that's true. Kendall Summers.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jester Park. It's really the first time that's been able to be said in a public forum. Jester Park is one of our largest parks in the Brandywine 100, which, as you all know, is very heavily developed. So we have a rare opportunity to convert open space into usable public space for the surrounding communities. And it'll be such a benefit to these communities. Like most of our parks, this parcel, or these parcels actually, have a pretty good history. They didn't just become a park last year, but they've really been in our ownership since the 70s. So 40 years we've had this park and have gone back and forth about what to do with it. When we first originally acquired the park, there was a life estate for the residents that lived here, and there was a farm operation that continued. In the early 2000s, it's really when discussions of how we would use this park started to take place. It was originally purchased to become a district-sized, very active park. Ball fields, playgrounds, various activities. And in 2000, when we started to master plan this park, there was a significant amount of community engagement. And what we learned is that that wasn't really what the visitors or the neighbors envisioned for this park. In a survey of residents within a 1 mile distance of this park, 80% of those residents said that they would rather have something that is more passive to preserve the open space but allow users to come in and enjoy it and share the beauty of it. So at that point, breaks, we went back to the drawing board to try to incorporate those discussions that we had with the public. In the meantime, we were able to establish a curatorship with the Jester Art Space, who came in to preserve the historic farm building that is here, that just happened. It continues to happen. The outside was just preserved about 2 years ago, and now the art space is working on transforming the interior of that space into a community center and art institution. So together, the park and the art space will become quite a gem for the residents of these communities, and I think it's going to be well loved and well used for many years to come. On a side note, I was told to announce that the building, though it is under construction inside, is open if people want to go check it out. And Alan is here from the art space if you have questions about what that facility is going to become. So I'm here and I'm happy to say welcome to one of our newest pathways and to one of our newest passive parks. What a beautiful day to be here. Look at the background, it's stunning. But I don't want to say this is the end of our work. We're kind of in the middle of this project. We have the pathway, but we still have some work to do. We're going to be installing some interpretive signage along the pathways to talk about the history of this parcel, to talk about the environment that you might encounter while you're in this park. We still have some native plantings to do within the park. We're going to establish a meadow to enhance the beauty that you see today. And we're happy to be working with the Delaware Forest Service to install a native pollinator patch that'll be on the far side of the park and will serve as an environmental education feature for the nearby Hamby Elementary students. So there's more to come. Stick with us, continue to visit. I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the staff that helped make this happen. Marco Boyce is here. He's a planner with the Parks Division. He oversaw this project probably from the time he started until today. He's our resident trail expert. Marco, thank you for all your work that you put in here. Also want to say these types of projects seem kind of little. It's just a pathway. It can't be that hard. But they take time and they take money, so this wouldn't have happened without the support of our county executive. Matt, thank you for being supportive of this park. Without our county council, Councilwoman Durham, thank you. And without support from the state as well. We received some grant funding from DENREC, from the Outdoor Recreation Trails and Parks Grant Program, to help install and construct this pathway. So I want to thank DENREC as well. Most of all, though, I think this project, it's very important to thank the residents and the surrounding citizens. These things are very important to collect information. Ultimately, the residents, the neighbors are going to be the ones using this park, so we want to put something here that they're going to like, that they're going to use, and that they're going to take ownership of. And I think this is an example of that kind of work that went into a project like this. So thank you everyone that's here. And now I would like to call up Councilwoman Durham. Dee is, as many of you know, a staunch advocate for protecting historic places, environmental activism, and public parks and recreation. She's been involved in this project from the beginning. She's worked hard to make sure that all the voices were heard and to stay engaged and make sure this got to the finish line. So without further ado, Dee.
Thanks so much, Kendall. I think you over-exaggerate my role in this, which was more of maybe a cheerleader. I think it was actually meeting with you and Tracy was one of the first meetings I went to, if I remember correctly, after I was elected in 2018. But just happy to see this parcel preserved, obviously. And it was interesting you gave a little bit of the history of the 20-plus year history of the development of the park plan for here and how it went from a plan for active use to more passive open space and pathways and stuff, because I think there's often a misperception out there that Newcastle County doesn't do passive parks and just open space for more recreational use rather than active ball fields and stuff like that. So here's living proof that we do. And I also wanted to thank everyone from Public Works, Tracy, Kendall, Marco, and the Land Use Department, everyone that made it happen. I think, especially during COVID, it became readily apparent how much everyone really values getting outside, and hopefully that trend has continued even as COVID has diminished. One thing I really wanted to highlight, Kendall mentioned the house here and how it's going to be reused by the Jester Art Space. And that's, wearing my historic preservation hat, that's really a model, a really exciting model. I think the partnership between the county and a nonprofit entity, so that the county funded some of the expenses on the house to restore the house, and then the Jester Art Space nonprofit is raising the rest of the money to do the interior and fit out, and will run the programs in the house and maintain it and cover its operating costs. So that's a really exciting model. It's sort of along the lines of the resident curatorship model, even though it's not technically in the resident curatorship program. But I'm excited that we're also going to be using that same model, hopefully coming soon on another similar property at Bechtel Park with the Ivy Side, another historic house just down Naaman's Road from here. So it's a great way for public entities to leverage their dollars further and help preserve more open space and our historic resources across. So hopefully we'll perpetuate that model all across the county. So anyway, thank you everyone for being here on this gorgeous day, and excited to cut the ribbon with everyone today on this new park.
Well, just thank you for giving me the chance to say something here. It's been a fantastic partnership with the county. I really couldn't have asked for more. It's been wonderful working with you all on this. It's just been a lovely relationship. You're all just wonderful people. It's been very productive. And are you laughing at me?
Did you say that in county council?
No, it's been great. And I especially can't let this day go without mentioning my dad, Todd Baisden. He was very involved with realizing that we needed to preserve the house, realizing that it was the core structure was about 200 years old, and worked very tirelessly. And he was our original treasurer on our board. So I asked him to come, but he's 96 years old, and some days he just can't make it. So other than that, I just want to thank our board as well. Very hardworking people and members of the community coming out. It's just such a community effort. We're going to have a volunteer day on Saturday. Anybody wants to come out and help us lay the donor bricks and salvage some of the original lumber from inside, we would love to see you. But again, thank you. It's been a really great project. I'm just so proud to be part of it with all of you.
Thank you. 5. I go up or down? 4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Woo! Yay, Parks!